Well, hello everybody. This is my new project. I'm taking off the tag right there. This is a Stanley level. It's ancient, probably well over 100 years. Talk about that in a minute, but just pointing out how cruddy it looks. It clearly had some varnish or something on the outside that been, chipped away over time, and the brass is all completely browned and there's no shine. Can't even tell it's brass right now. It's so dirty and grimy. So here I'm just trying to take off the plate and getting the gunk out of the edge there and taking it off so I can see underneath and find out what I'm working with. And here, I take the plate off and I discover, wow, that's how they put it together with some plaster of Paris, but it's not the best job. To me, this looks like maybe an aftermarket, like somebody did that to fix it after initially, however it turned out from whatever factory it came from or whoever at Stanley. Anyway, it's pretty shoddy and I wanted to redo it, so I ended up taking all of that plaster of Paris out and replacing it with the original bubble. And here you can see the plate. Oh, it's dirty. And you can't even see the Stanley on it right now. It's so grimy. So here we go. This is the way it looked when I took the lid off, so to speak. And it's, it's in there. It's working. It's a little, for me, was a little off-centered too. So I thought, I'm just going to redo the whole thing. And I had to be very careful when I did it. This is the finished product in terms of the plaster of Paris. Basically, I put down a level amount, laid the bubble curved side up so the bubble has somewhere to go, and then I anchored it on both sides with the plaster of Paris. I think I did a pretty good job there. Leveled it out and made sure it was centered. I did put some wood compound on each one of those holes right there so that the plate would sit a little tighter and stay tighter. It was a little too loose for my liking, so that's what I did there once I put the plate back on. It's really windy outside while I'm doing this voiceover, and there's the WCW, owned this at one point. And I thought that was kind of cool, and that's why I ended up buying this piece. It was $18 at a local antique shop, and as you saw, it was in pretty bad shape. I sanded it, hand sanded it. I didn't want to do too much because it was still square. I checked it, and, I don't want to mess it up. So I left it as is in terms of that. I just brought out the beauty of the wood and left all the character. And there's a pretty plate. This wood, once I got everything sanded down and I put some oil to it, I have to tell you, I just about fell off my chair how beautiful this was. Certainly wasn't beautiful when I started. It was pretty bad. Would it have worked? Yeah, it would have worked just perfectly. That's the thing about these old tools. They still work, but if you want them to kind of look better and bring out the beauty that they once had, this is how you do it. And I enjoy this so much. This is sort of my thing. I enjoy this. I never knew I would, but I started down this road and here I am. There's the plate. It is a Stanley Rule and Level Company from New Britain, Connecticut, patented on June 23rd, 1896. And they say that the patents last for 10, 15 years. Oh, it's an O or a 0 model. That's what that stamp is right there. They say that the patents last that long, 10, 15 years. So this could be, into the early 1900s. It could be 1898 for all I know. Here it is with the bubble set back in there. And you can see that it works. It's not level right there because I'm holding it, but I got it centered and nice and level using another old level that I restored. And it's right in the center, not the bubble. Again, it's not laying flat. I'm just showing you where the two lines are there. And it's looking pretty good. The black paint there, didn't have to do anything with that. Once I got the oil on it to bring out the color, then I preserved it with wax. And here you see the second bubble. The brass on that was just horrible. I had to use a small Dremel to kind of scrub it. And then you see the plug on top. The plug on top, there's a corresponding plug on the bottom, and that's how you would remove that particular bubble if it got injured and needed some repair. But this one didn't. And I will be replacing the bottom slug. I have one coming in the mail. I didn't have one to finish it, but you just pop it in there and put a little glue, and that'll be that. But the wood in this is what has me gripped. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I love this stuff. Do you guys love this stuff? I love this stuff. I think wood grain is just gorgeous. It's one of my favorite things about working on these old tools, because they were almost all of them had wood in them, and that made them beautiful in my eyes anyway. And WCW, I named the guy William Charles Williamson, and because Willie Williamson is a little redundant, he went by Chuck. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know what the guy's name was, but thank you very much, WCW. I will really cherish this piece, especially after restoring it. It wasn't a lot to restore. It just took a lot of elbow grease, to be honest with you. I didn't want to take too much off. As I said, it was level, and I didn't want it to screw up the square of it. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed.